Hey, welcome to the Slam Podcast for the week of July. What week are we in?
12th,
July
10th through the
10th
15th.
through the
Boom, thank you.
15th. Thank you. We are, my name's Alex Castro. I'm actually the principal at the Academy for GOD, which is the place that you guys are sleeping. But I also have, I'm so lucky that I get to be part of SLAM staff this year. I'm a SLAM associate. So I primarily work with the leaders and getting things ready for all the service projects. But I'm going to hand this off to Chris over here.
Thanks. Yeah, my name is Chris Jones. I am the college chaplain at the Institute for GOD. It's a Bible college here in Nashville. Students do a lot of work in biblical studies and also community development. So I hang out with them throughout the week during the school year and host our college chapels. And I'm really thankful to be able to volunteer for SLAM and running late nights this week, which is, all the fun and games that you guys have seen at night. And you can rate that later if you want. But happy to be here on this podcast with you all. And so maybe if y'all could introduce yourselves a little and
let's hand this off to Katie over here.
I'm Katie. I'm with the Christian Church of Manteno.
That's it?
Yes.
I'm Rosita. I'm with the Christian Church of Manteno, and this is my first year at SLAM.
Okay,
Awesome.
okay.
And Katie, what's your role?
I was asked to come on the trip to chaperone the girls.
Nice.
Keep
So
them in line.
chaperone. Oh, so what's been your experience so far with SLAM? Did you have anything that you were expecting that you're like, nope?
This is our church's first time at SLAM, and we didn't really know what to expect. We had the list of things, and we were told a whisper that maybe we should bring an air mattress so we don't wake up with a knotted back. But we brought all kinds of stuff. We didn't really know what to expect, but we had a lot of fun.
Oh,
Have
good.
you gone on any other like shorter mission trips or service trips with the Church of Manteno before? Or?
I haven't gone with, but I know that they've done
Okay.
many service trips before. So.
Yeah.
Great.
This is their first time with SLAM, though, so it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
And Rosita, so let's talk about what you've encountered this week so far. Let's start with service projects. Is there anything that you have been engaging in that you're just like, man, I'm so glad that this happened?
Well, my first day, I really enjoyed helping clean the apartments for the elderly because just like hearing the people's stories. Like one lady said she met Dolly Parton and Reba, and
Wow.
she was in movies and stuff, and it was just, I don't know if she was being honest, but it was just good to hear, and then everyone was so kind, and one lady didn't want us to clean her room, but her husband came back with ice cream, and we enjoyed ice cream together, so that was cool.
That's nice.
And then passing out the food commodities, that was fun. I really couldn't understand them, so I had my friend Yale help me because he could speak Spanish. And then today, I think was my favorite at the daycare because when we left, all the kids were crying. Like they didn't. One girl, her name was Destiny. She wouldn't let my finger go, and it just made me feel so good.
Was this the McNeely Center that you went to? Oh, cool. So you guys met Shelly and all them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you were able to do with the kids there?
We did outside time. We danced. We had dance time. Like we did Who's at School Today, Wheels on the Bus. It was just a lot of fun things, and I kind of play with them like I play with my cousins. Like me and my cousins are aggressive, and those kids were a bit aggressive, so I would throw them in the air and stuff. So yeah.
Has any of the stuff you've been participating in service projects been outside of your comfort zone? Like you really had to like push yourself, or you were like, I'm going to really step into this?
I would say cleaning up the apartments because that was really out of my comfort zone because I don't even like cleaning my room, let alone cleaning someone's toilet, but it was a fun experience.
I think what's really nice too is, and you highlighted it was that you were able to hear their stories. And what's really cool about that is that you were able to restore, we talked about this a little bit before the day started even, is the restoration of dignity to a lot of these populations that you're able to serve throughout this week. Yeah. Is there, I know that you were set up today with some of that stuff, but what is going through your mind when you're even thinking about like, man, I'm hearing this story about Dolly Parton and Reba McEntire? Like, is there anything that you're thinking about like with regard to those stories and how you're serving that person in the moment?
Like, I just feel like even though she might not have been telling the truth or being 100% honest, I just felt like she was happy that we were listening to her. Like, she didn't want us to leave. she just kept talking and
Mhm.
talking, and it was just, you could tell that made her day.
Yeah. What does that do to you in the opposite end when you're like, man, does it make you think like, how does it feel to live like this person does?
It makes me happy for them. And one day I'm going to be a bariatric surgeon and everyone's going to know my name. And just like knowing I can go back and remember these people, possibly when I get older, I could go visit them if they're still like
Yeah.
living. But like I could go visit them because I'm always going to remember this trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a real possibility. Our college students, we organize service projects weekly for them. And so they actually go to Chippington Towers, the elderly high-rise unit, and they spend time with the elderly there every week, cleaning their apartments, or they'll host like Christmas parties for them. We'll take their portraits, so they can send photos to their families. So yeah, I mean, you could certainly come back at some point and go visit them again.
Yeah.
I mean, also in your own backyard too, is there anything that you're going to take back with you after this week that you want to implement when you get home?
Well, right now I don't like my job. So I was thinking, what if I apply for a daycare center? Because like I really love like being around kids and I see how I impact them. So
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Wow. Katie, anything that like has impacted you with the service projects that you've been a part of this week?
I think it's really cool. I grew up in a nice youth group, so we had a lot of different outreaches that we did, but they were different. We never really, my youth group never went on like a missions trip. We didn't have a youth pastor. Our pastor was the youth pastor, and we would go on a lot of trips as a youth group. But when I think back, I'm like, yeah, we did a lot. I mean, we ran a food pantry out of our church. We would organize concerts and raise money for the women's shelter that was local.
That's great.
So
awesome.
to get to come and like actively serve, especially to go to a different place every day, and like we don't know what we're going into. Like I'm given a list and I'm told I'm not allowed to tell them until like that day.
Okay.
And so like they don't know what we're doing, and then we go to do it and they're like, oh, this is gonna really not be fun today. Like but then once we're doing it and everybody's goofing around having a good time, and especially today, I mean, it was like 92 degrees and muggy outside, and we're doing manual labor at the McNeely Center. And afterwards we decided, you know what, we need to go get Slurpees. So we went and got Slurpees, and it wound up being like the best day. So
No,
So
that wasn't
service.
the best day.
it wasn't the best day.
Well, what was the best day?
Was it yesterday? We had a long day and we went to Walmart and I got a rotisserie chicken and we ate a rotisserie chicken in the van.
That is the best day.
One of the air mattresses broke, so we went and bought an air mattress, and they had the impulse buys right by the checkout. So the rotisserie chicken,
They get
it just was talking to us.
Man, the impulse rotisserie chicken buy. I mean, we've all been there, right?
Multiple times.
I mean, I remember when I was younger, it was Albertsons impulse rotisserie chicken buys. So that's a California reference. So I don't think they have Albertsons out here.
What about as far in regards to like Ty's messages in the morning devotionals or the speaking at night? Do you feel like y'all are like yourselves or your youth group or like hearing God speak at all, or how's it impacting y'all?
I would say my favorite, like not favorite, but the best part of that is when we do our small groups. Because yesterday me and my group were having a bunch of problems with each other, and we went in small group, and everything that was going on with us, that's just what came out. And our leaders had known nothing about that. And it was like God knew we needed that, and he was there for us to talk to us.
You guys got to do a little Matthew 18 practice, huh? Conflict resolution. That's awesome. That's cool. We've got the late night host here.
Okay.
All right. Let's get some feedback for this guy. How have they been? Have you some suggestions for Chris over here?
Yeah, we got one more night tonight if you need me to like lean a certain direction.
I think it's fun. Like it's funny, it's enjoyable. Like I don't think you should change anything.
Ooh,
honestly.
High praise right
I like
there.
the costumes you guys do. Like your wig.
Yeah.
Oh, you're lying to him with that wig, huh?
Yeah, they didn't know how bald I was up top, really.
Well, thank you so much. We're actually going to call Annie up here.
All
so
right.
that,
Thank you,
and
Rosita.
Annie promised us a fun entrance. So,
well, you really put her on the spot.
I did.
There. That's good, though.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, all right.
All right. She
everything.
spun her way up here. Thank you, Annie. All right. So, pretty much a similar setup for you. Like, let's talk about some of those service projects. Any message that you've heard so far from Ty, something you want to give Chris some high praise as well. But we can start off with service projects. And is there a moment that sticks out to you?
There was. So yesterday we did the commodities where we were handing out food. In our church, we got to distribute and pack the bags. And I'm actually fluent in Spanish.
Get out of here.
I've been in Spanish since kindergarten.
Prove it.
And
do the rest of it in Spanish. The rest of this interview in Spanish.
And so one of the
I'm out, but you guys have a good time.
I'd be out too.
The people there, some of them could not speak English, and my friend Jaylee was like, "Can you just please tell them like to have a good day?" And and some of the kids couldn't talk English, so like being able to speak to them, being able to see the smile on their face, they were like, "You understand me."
Yeah,
that was a blessing.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you've taken Spanish since you were 5.
Yeah, we had classes in only Spanish for just until like last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I am 12.
Wait,
man, 7 solid years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you.
What about Ty's messages? Is there anything that sticks out to you that you're gonna take back with you?
I think his messages are really funny. But I think my favorite part also is the small groups.
Mm-hmm.
It just
They're a
gets
big hit.
really, really deep, and like our leaders are great. They give super good advice, and like whatever we need, it just somehow the theme is always there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Do you think that because the small groups, it's with other like girls in your youth group, right?
It's with all the girls in our youth
group. So do you feel like y'all's friendships have grown deeper on this trip than they were last week?
I don't know, because our youth group, everyone is actually related to at least one person in our youth group.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're all basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what is it like? Can you give you don't have to share like a vulnerable story or something, but like what about the small group time is valuable? Like how is it, how's God moving in there that feels like your leaders are helping?
Yesterday, she asked us, I think her name is Michelle. She asked us in what way we need healing. And we all answered in what way we needed healing. And it was just so powerful. She like wrote down what we needed, and she was like gonna pray for us too. And like just they gave us a nice prayer at the end, and it just was like super uplifting. Like we can heal.
Yeah. Walked away feeling encouraged. Huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. Is there anything practical that you're gonna take back with you, like from the service that you've done so far, that you want to implement when you get home?
I want to like volunteer and like help like more. Like I really love cleaning the apartments. I really like talking to old people. I liked that. I want to like go back and like hear more stories too.
That's really great. I mean, there's an investment into that experience that you're gonna have by doing a simple act like that. There's a portion of scripture that even talks about this king that like went to seek counsel of like the elders, the elder generation, and then did the exact opposite of what they said, or just didn't follow the advice and didn't do it. And it says that it went to folly.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about being able to glean information from an older generation because they've gone through it already.
Yeah.
So is there an older person in your life that you're already going to target, and you're like, I know Mrs. McGee,
Mrs.
McGee down the street in the old yellow house. I want to go sit on her porch and do some porch sitting and listen to the world through her eyes.
Yeah. So, one of my favorite people to talk to is my grandma and my great grandma. They all have really good stories and advice, and like a lot of it is sometimes like cleaning or cooking advice, but it's like so simple that you haven't even heard of it, but it's like it's like a great, like I feel like it just impacts in like small ways.
Yeah. But possibly makes things that are bigger even easier because
yes,
that tiny
it does.
Impact. Yeah. Is there any?
Yeah, sure. Well, Katie, do you have anything else that you wanna share about your experience or what you're taking home, or how you feel like this trip has been impactful?
Yeah, I think everybody's gotten to know each other a little bit better. You always think you know somebody, and then like it surprises you. Like you might have a realization and like, you know what, I didn't really realize that. So I think everybody had a lot of fun this trip, and going back refreshed and kind of excited, like what's the next thing we can do. And start planning the next thing and what we can do in our local community.
Yeah. As a leader, how are you guys gonna kind of keep that fire going with your kids? What do you think here?
I don't know, we'll see.
You'll see. Yeah. I think that one of the biggest questions that I always have of people, and I didn't ask in the last group, but like, how has the experience, even with the food, because everything that we do here is intentional with Slam.
Yeah.
And so even down to the restaurants that we choose, giving you guys like little snippets of a podcast that introduce you to different cultures or different things, and even having people from different regions of the world talking on those podcasts. Like, how has that, did you expect that even from dinner?
No, so I was actually going to say something about the food. Like, I was not actually expecting to go to, like, restaurants and try other foods, like, from there. And then we listened to, like, the podcast the other night on how, like, it was, like, about some food. And it was, like, the restaurant that we were going to go to. And I was like, wow, like, they're actually not only letting us eat that food, but they're letting us, like, hear, like... like, I don't know, like how the natives do it, I guess.
Yeah.
And what, for anyone listening, what type of food have you like tried since you've been here?
So we had the Thai, and
Simply
then
Thai.
Yeah, and we had the Mexican food, which was so good.
Oh, what place was that one?
The 5 agaves.
Ooh, 5 agaves.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to throw that in there just for you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on the podcast and joining us.
Thanks for having
like
us.
and subscribe. I just wanted to say that. I don't think that actually is a thing for us.
Yeah, you got
it. But
Not
there you
yet,
go.
right?
Not yet. Let's all point. No, just kidding. All right. But thank you guys for being here. That's all for us. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. See you.